Hey, what's going on, you guys? So I want to tell you a quick story about how I hired a manager that was essentially stealing my money. This was crazy. This happened a handful of months ago. I'm finally just now talking about it. I'm not going to put any cuts in this video because I want to just openly talk about it. I don't want it to be that long, but I want to explain the situation that happened to me. Number one, so it doesn't happen to anybody else. And number two, so you can understand a little bit about my perspective. So a handful of months ago, I hired this manager. Her name was Diana Liner from Liner Entertainment Company. And everything seemed legit. You know, she talked a really big game on the phone. She was really good. Her people skills were great. She kind of talked me into signing with them. You know, she said there's not a huge strings attached type deal. They were going to work with me to work for them. It was going to be a really good business cooperation, like a partnership. And she would get me Netflix deals, Hulu deals, stuff like that. I would meet with different record labels and everything like that. So I ended up signing a deal with them for short term to see if we could make some things happen. I started creating music for a few months and I didn't put anything on the internet. This was right before I dropped the Flight Clothes album. And, you know, she was getting me record label meetings, but she was kind of like saying, oh, we're going to do this months later, we're going to do this months later. And I kind of was wary of that for a bit, but I still kept pushing and I made these records specifically to take to record labels. I ended up getting a meeting with Roc Nation and she actually got my hotel paid for, my whole stay paid for. I went up to New York and I met with Roc Nation. Everything seemed to be going great. At the time, Roc Nation loved me. We thought everything was going to be going smoothly. Well, I didn't really hear anything back and I was a little confused after that, but she was like, oh, we're going to, you know, sign you up with these other labels. We're going to, you know, get you in with these other labels. And there was always this looming like carrot in front of my face. And at this time I wasn't releasing much music because, you know, I was really working on this and everything seemed to be at least kind of legit because they were paying for my stuff. Well, come to find out, she was actually taking money from investors and paying to get me meetings and paying for this other stuff, but she was taking most of the money for herself. And she was telling those investors that she was giving the money to me and putting the money in for my promotion, for my videos and everything else. She was essentially just misappropriating the funds and taking away the money that we should have been using for my career. When we found this out, one of the investors contacted her and he was a lawyer, so he like subpoenaed her bank records or whatever to make sure that see what she was doing with the money, and found out that she had been shopping, going to Starbucks, going to JCPenney and all this other stuff and just spending the money on whatever the fuck she wanted to do in her personal life. So I guess now that it's a lawsuit, you know, everything is gonna, it was thousands of dollars, by the way, that she was taking and just using for herself and not doing anything for me. She stopped contacting me around the time that this happened, took me off of their website, blocked me on the internet so I couldn't get a hold of her. And it was just a really crazy situation. So if you're another young artist like myself out there that's really working to better your music career, really watch out who you do business with. I've always been very skeptical about who I do business with personally, and I don't really like to do anything unless I meet you in person. So this was the one mistake that I had in the last few years, and I regret it a little bit, but you know, we're moving forward appropriately. I just wanted to let you guys know that this was a crazy thing that happened to me, and if we hear any more about this through a lawsuit or whatever, I'll let you guys know. But I am not managed by anybody. I'm managed by myself like I always have been. And the moral of the story is, if you are going to do anything with anyone in the music industry, really know about them, establish a connection and good rapport, because 9 times out of 10 everyone is just trying to take you and use you for your talent and to make money off of you, and they really don't care about you. So I said I wasn't going to make any cuts, but I almost forgot to say, every Friday I'm releasing new music, so check Spotify, wherever you listen, to hear the new music. On the 28th, I'm dropping a new collaboration album. I've been doing a lot of work and putting in all this work independently, and I'm releasing everything independently with absolutely no one, you know, managing me or distributing me, anything. So all me. I hope you guys enjoy the music, and I'm sorry for that little hiccup and few months where I wasn't releasing anything. It was beyond me. I was meeting with Jay-Z's people and everything, thinking that things were going to be great for me, but here we are, independent. So let's keep it moving. I love y'all. P.S. I love y'all.